Their tongues are
talk treason.
ashamed. Me of loving my brother.
Wasn't Eteocles your brother too?
Yes, by the same mother and father.
Then how can you dare insult his memory?
Eteocles would never say I did that.
No insult to honor the traitor.
He was his brother, not some slave.
He warred on his country. Eteocles championed it.
Death demands equal rights for all.
Equal rights for the wicked and the just.
Who knows what the gods below call wicked?
A traitor is a traitor, even in death.
My nature is to love, not to hate.
Then share your love with the dead. Go, join them. While I'm alive, no woman rules me.
Here comes his maiden. Weep hot tears for her dear sister. Her beauty clouded by a dark grief.
Fight, fight. You too is maiden. Lurking here in my house. Sucking my blood without knowing I raised two sources of ruins to topple my throne and power. Come here. Now tell me, do you share in this crime or do you deny it? Answer me! The burial.
I did it. Yes! If she lets me say so, I share the guilt and I share the penalty.
No. No, justice doesn't allow this. You wanted no part, I gave you none.
Yes, but now your ship is battered by stormy sea. I am not afraid to join you in your suffering.
Words are all you know, Ismene. Death and the dead know what I did.
Please, please don't deny me the right to die with you and honor the dead.
Why should I share my death with someone who never once raised a hand to help?
What would life be worth without you?
It's Creon. You're always quoting him.
You're laughing at me, Antigone. Why?
Laughing at you, yes. But it pains me.
Even now.
Save yourself, I won't envy you.
Why could I share your fate?
You chose life. I chose death.
Yes, but not before I warned you.
Some praise to you, others me.
Yes, but our offense is the same.
Be happy, Ismene. You're alive. I gave my life long ago when I joined hands to serve the dead.
Gentlemen, it occurs to me one of these girls just lost her mind. The other never had one.
Cruelty unhinges the soundest of minds.
As yours is when you sided with evil.
What would life be worth without her?
Oh, forget she ever lived.
You would actually kill your son's bride!
You'll have other fields to plow.
Yes. Yes, but what if the love they share?
Will my son marry a worthless woman?
Oh, Haman, how your father wrongs you.
I've heard enough of this marriage babble.
You would steal this girl from your own son?
No. I'll count on death for that.
So it's settled that Antigone dies?
Settled. Yes. For both of us. Guards, take them inside. Hurry, quickly! They're only women, but even brave men try to escape when death closes in. No running loose!
Blessed are they who have known no evil. For once the gods strike, the house is doomed forever.
Generation after generation falls beneath the blow to the end of days, like the wave, blasting from the black northeast, hurling dark sand from the depths onto the echoing shore.
I have seen now from ancient times how sorrows pile on sorrows, for the house of Lapidus with no relief from the gods, generation after generation. And now the last light is cut to the root by dust offered to the gods below, by folio passionate word, by frenzy heart.
Zeus, what human arrogance can check your power?
Zeus, who neither sleep nor track the wearless months of the gods can master.
Ageless you reign in the glittering mansions of high Olympus, and near and far, past and future. Your law is fixed forever.
No greatness ever enters human life, but with it comes the curse of Zeus's heaven.
For hope, far-ranging hope is for some men a comfort.
But to many, a false lure leading to giddy desire.
And so, innocent and unknowing, they wander into the flame.
Ancient wisdom speaks for all.
The man God leads to do will soon say, good is evil, and evil good.
Here comes Haman, my lord, your youngest son. Is it grief for Antigone he feels, or bitterness at losing his marriage?
No, soon enough. We need no prophet to tell us. Do you come here, son, in rage for condemning that girl, your one-time bride-to-be? Or do you come with love and acquiescence, whatever we do?
Father, I'm your son. Your wisdom guides me in all things. I obey, and no marriage means more to me than your guidance.
There's my Haman, my boy!
When it is just.
That's what sons are meant to be. Subordinate in every way to their father's will. There's not a man alive who doesn't implore the gods for a house full of sons, devoted and attentive. Sons to avenge his father's enemies and respect his friends as they do. The man who begets uses children. What is he, father? With endless troubles and howls of laughter from his enemies? No, son. Will you take my advice? Never lose your head to a woman. Never, Haman. Never let pleasure unseat reason. Pleasure that soon grows cold in your arms. There's nothing worse for your household bed than a woman who's evil. No wound cuts deeper than a dear one who turns against you. You spit her out. Spit her out as an enemy. Let her find a husband, a suitor in Hades. She alone, of all the citizens in Thebes, was caught in open rebellion against my proclamation. And I will not be known as a liar to my people. The girl dies. I suppose she'll plead to Zeus, guardian of kindred blood, family ties you call it. But you let her. Let her. If I'm to tolerate rebellion in my own family, well, what choice have I but to accept it outside my home as well? No. The man who keeps his house in order is a man fit to rule in public life. And yet there's one thing I will never tolerate. The man who disobeys the law or dictates to his own superiors. That man, Haman, that man will have no respect for me. That man the city chooses to rule must be obeyed in matters large and small, just as well as unjust. And I know this. The man who knows how to obey knows also how to give orders. He's a man you can trust. A man who will stand in the storm of battle. A man loyal and unflinching, who will stand next to his comrades in arms. But anarchy is an unsupportable evil. Anarchy ruins cities, destroys great houses, divides and scatters armies into headlong rout. Most men who live decent lives, owe their safety strictly to obedience. Therefore, what choice have we put to? Support those disciplined lives. Never to be seduced by a woman. If we must fall, let us fall to a man. Never to be called inferior to a woman.
unless I've lost my wits, my lord. Your words make sense.
Father, the God's most precious gift to man is reason. Now, I know I haven't the right, nor the skill, nor God knows do I want ever to tell you that you have reasoned badly. And yet, it is possible that someone else might think differently and still be useful. I realize, normally speaking, it's not for you to hear what people have to say. See what they do, learn what they feel and think. You terrify them. They say what you want to hear. Everything else they hold back. But I hear what they're saying. I hear the whispers, their muttered words in the dark, and how they mourn the girl. They say, no woman ever deserved a fate so evil, that no one had ever died a death so unglorious. What's so terrible, they ask? She only covered her slaughtered brother's body, a body naked, lying in the field, unburied because couldn't bear to see it torn to shreds, mangled by dogs and vultures. A brother killed in battle. Where's the offense? She deserves a golden prize, not our scorn. This is what I hear them saying out there, Father. Dark rumors spreading in secret. Father, there's nothing more dear to me than your success. I mean, what greater happiness can there be for a son than to see his father's name increase in glory? And for a father to see his sons do the same. But I beg of you, don't make the mistake of thinking that only you are right. The man who thinks so, the man that believes that only he has wisdom, that he alone has the gift of words, the power of reason, that man, when you lay him open, is seen to be empty. There's no shame in yielding, even for a wise man. Trees that bend in the flooding torrent come through safe and sound, but those that resist are torn out, roots and all. The same in sailing. Pull a cloth too taut and never slacken, you'll end a bottom side up for the rest of your voyage. Give yourself leeway, Father. Forget your anger. Allow for change. I know I'm young, but if I had advice to give, I'd say that I believe all men should be all wise by nature. But since that is not the way of things, then learn from the good advice of others.
What he says makes sense, my lord. Listen to him. And Haman, listen to Creon. They both speak well.
We say that a man of my years lectured to by a stripling?
Not if I'm wrong, but if I'm right, then judge my words, not my age.
With wisdom, then, to honor anarchy.
Not if it means honoring evil.
The very disease that grips her.
Not one even accepts that judgment.
Or in Thebes tells me now how to rule.
Who's the child now, Father?
My voice alone rules in this city.
No. One voice never rules a city.
The city belongs to the king. The law.
To find a deserted city to rule.
This boy's been taken in by that girl.
If you are a woman, then I am fighting for you.
For me? How dare you challenge your father?
Yes. When my father challenges justice.
Oh, not just to stand on royal prerogative.
Not when it defies God's laws.
You perverted fool. Seduced by a woman.
And not taken in by anything vile.
You will never marry that girl alive.
Then her death will cause another.
Don't you threaten me, young man.
How is it possible to threaten emptiness?
It's you who are empty, and you'll regret this.
You weren't my father, I'd call you perverse.
Father! Groveling slave of a woman!
You never want to listen, do you?
Oh, by the gods. This will cost you. I've heard enough of your taunting insults. You there, bring her out. Let him watch. The brave bridegroom. This is what shall die!
No! Not here! Not beside me. Don't fool yourself, old man. You'll never see my face again. Rave until you're blue in the face. Just do it to your friends. If you have any.
my lord, in a bitter rage. A young man's anger is a dangerous thing.
Let him go. Let him follow some impossible dream. Nothing he does, nothing can save those girls.
Girls, you plan to kill them both.
You're right. Maybe just the guilty one.
How will Antigone die?
I'll lead her down some wild, deserted path. And there she will be locked alive in a vault of stone. She will have food enough to acquit her of the state and avoid pollution to the city. There, she can honor the only god she worships, death. Who may, God knows, reprieve her. Otherwise, she will learn, though late, just how wasteful it is to honor death.
Love, unconquered in battle.
Love that plunders the rich.
Love that keeps its vigil on the soft cheek of a girl, roamer of sea.
Visitor of forest dwellings, none among mortals escapes you.
Nor man whose life is a moment.
All in your grip are mad. You lead the just man to ruin and injustice.
Struck the spark that ignited strife between father and son.
And love is the victor, triumphant and bright in the eyes of a young bride. Love that reigns beside law, merciless Aphrodite.
Oh, child, now even I am carried beyond the bounds of law, the bounds of loyalty. How can I keep my tears from flowing? Flowing tears that tear at my heart. For here is Antigone, passing to her grave, death's bridal chamber where all men sleep.
O citizens of Thebes, citizens of my father's land, behold me on my journey, my final journey. For I will never again see the light of the sun. I who had no share in the chant that brings the bride, and knew no sound of bridal hymns, go down to wed the Lord of Death, Lord of dark waters.
It is not without praise and honor, not without glory you enter death's dark kingdom. No sickness, no sword struck you. No, you of all the living, enter death's domain of your own free choice and will.
I have heard that in Phrygia, Niobe, daughter of Tantalus, died the saddest of deaths on Sipylos' lofty heights. How stone-like creeping ivy bound her fast in its embrace. And unending rain and snow like tears never leave her. Perpetual tears streaming the slope of her neck, wearing and wasting her breast. And in her rocky end, I see a fate whose loneliness is much like my own.
Child, you've gone too far, dared too much, and I'd say you've been caught in your father's dreadful things.
You've touched on the bitterest thought of all. The pain that racks the house of Lapdacos. Pitiful Oedipus and misery that beggars its glory. In bed where mother coupled with son and husband, my father, my parents, scene of my making, wretched fate. I go to them now below, accursed, unmarried, in exile. Brother Polynices, doomed in your own ill-fated marriage, you now destroy my own, and with it destroy my life. It is you, my beloved dead, who caused my own death.
To respect the dead is a virtue deserving respect, but to challenge the power of him who holds power is not to be borne. It was your fury, your passion that brought you to destruction.
That wept unmarried misery's child, and led on my final journey. I'll never again see the sacred eye of the blessed sun. I, who knew nothing of wedding songs. No tear will be shed for me. No friend lament my going.
If dirges and mournful chants could put off death, men would never put an end to their wailing. Take her. Now, quickly. She's arrived at the Temple of Stone as I have ordered. She can choose to live or to die. As for me, my hands are clean. She will be denied her aliens' rights to live above here with us in the world of light.
My tomb, bridal chamber, my home for all eternity. I leave here now to join my own, my dear ones, that growing family of the dead whom Persephone has already welcomed. I, the last and most evilly punished, enter among you before my time is done. But you will smile, dear father, and you, dear mother, and dear Eteocles, and welcome me. I who washed and dressed your bodies and poured wine across your tombs, and now Polynices for tending to and burying your body, this is my reward. And yet, what I did, every wise, right-thinking man must honor. But had children or husband dead and rotting, I would have to fight the city as I have done. But law gives me this right. With a husband dead, I could have found another, and born another child with another man if I'd lost the first. But when mother and father are gripped in death's embrace, there can be no other brother. That is the law, Polynices, by which I honored you. But Creon holds it a crime, and judges me guilty of grievous outrage. He takes me now and leads me out by force. I who knew nothing of wedding songs, the bridal bed, or marriage, or the joy of raising children. And so, alone and without friends, I go living to the hollow caverns of death. What law have I transgressed? What law of the gods, what gods can I implore and call an ally? The gods of those I honored will denounce my pieties impious. Very well. If these things please the gods, once I have suffered, I will see where I was wrong. And yet, if they are the wrongdoers, I wish upon them a punishment no more evil than the evil they unjustly put upon me.
Same savage blast tears at her passionate heart.
The guards will soon regret their slowness in taking her off.
That voice of death.
You can be certain of that.
Thebes, Thebes, city of my fathers, gods of my land and house. Take your last look at the last of your royal house. See me dragged away and see the punishment I suffer and at whose hands I suffer. I who gave reverence for reverence.
She, too, was locked in away in a brass broad prison, where the day's light no longer shone.
And within this bridal chamber, too, the loveliness was all concealed for none to see.
Born of high estate, she treasured Zeus's seed within her womb, a golden ray.
Child, mysterious the powers of fate, not wealth nor war, nor towered city-state, nor sea-tossed ship prevails against it.
Furious tempered Lycurgus, king of Edonians, son of Dryas, endured containment and binding in a rocky prison when he taunted Dionysus and expelled the god in maddened rage. But his madness drained, he learned to know the god he mocked, the god he insulted with feverish hate, voicing his Bacchae, shouting "Yoi!" to snuff the god's flame and enrage the muses who love the flute's pipe. In the deep north, where the dark rocks split the sea, are the shores of Bosporus and Thracian Salmithessus.
Here, Ares beheld the blinding wound dealt to Phineus' sons by his wife, stepmother fierce in temper.
Her shuttle-struck dark eyes, her bloody hands bathed in gore.
Blood that cried loud for vengeance.
In prison they wept their dark fate, sealed with their mother's heavenly birth.
Descendant of ancient Erechtheus, reared in far distant caves by the storm winds of Father Boreas.
She races beside stallions over wind-scoured hills, a child of gods.
She too suffered, child, as you do now, unspared by the fates.
Implacable ladies of darkness.
Noblemen of Thebes, the prophet comes. The blind prophet led on by a boy, hand in hand, 2 eyes to light one road.
What news have you brought us, O Tiresias?
I will tell you, but you must heed the prophet.
Have I ever slighted your counsel, old man?
Ah, then you have steered the city well.
I've been in debt to you, no question.
Beware, you stand on the razor's edge of chance.
What does this mean? Your words make me tremble.
Then listen to the warnings of my art. As I sat on my ancient seat of augury, where every bird of omen gathers round me, I heard a strange voice from the beat of their wings that I had never known. A barbarous scream that drowned their speech in a whir of clashing wings as they tore each other with their bloody talons. In fear, I approached the altar and set about the rite of burnt offering, but the god of fire allowed no